Hey, it's Dr. Tartt, and every day people ask me like, why are relationships not working? Like couples are like, we were once married, we were doing well, and all of a sudden things stop working. If that's you, if you're even trying to build a relationship and you want to know how to build it right, or you're in a relationship or in a marriage and trying to figure out what's not working and how to fix it, tune in because I'm going to talk to you about the three characteristics that make up a strong relationship. These are three habits that strong relationships have. So, welcome to another edition of Heart to Heart with Dr. Tart, where I give you everything that I possibly have when it comes to mental health and wellness and helping you to feel good and succeed in relationships. So, we're going to talk today about the three things that strong relationships have in common. Yes, that's me and my wife and our business partners, Michelle and Dwayne Gainey. We run a marriage retreat, luxury retreat called a weekendforlove.com. We want you all to check out. I'll tell you about that later. But let's dive into what's going on with marriages. Make sure you subscribe and like this channel so more people can see it. But let's dive in. Let's dive in. All right. So it says in Hebrews 12:14, it says, make every effort to live in peace with everyone and be holy. Without holiness, no one will see the Lord. That's Hebrews 12:14. But how in the world can you be holy with someone that doesn't seem like they want to make a relationship work? Have you been there? I mean, have you prayed? Have you like, oh my goodness, what's going on? Like, I've been praying, I've been doing the right thing, I've been doing the relationship books, I've been asking for advice, and it seems like still our marriage, our relationship cannot work. If that's you, I have something for you because your heart can be in the right place, but if you don't have the skills, you're not gonna go very far in relationships. Can church say amen? So let's talk about it. All right. So marriage is hard when done the wrong way, right? So three things happen: connections fade, natural differences start to occur that create conflict and compromise, and then negativity creeps in and erodes feelings of fondness and appreciation. So when marriage or relationships are done wrong, what started out pretty good begins to feel pretty crappy. Like we're not connected anymore. We don't vibe. We don't spend time. We seem like we just going half on these kids in a house. We're roommates, right? You know what? Before our differences were like awesome. Like we matched one another, opposites attract, right? But now they're driving you nuts. And then there's so much negativity. I'm tired of being a problem. All right. I don't want y'all to have that. I'm gonna let y'all get out of that quickly, quickly. All right. So let's talk about number one, what couples do, because successful couples do have this figured out. All right. And one of the first things that they do is that they share rituals of connection. Rituals of connection are things that they do. So, like sharing your inner world. So, when I come home, I talk to my wife every day about what's going on in her world, what's going on in the news, what's going on with our kids, date night questions, where she wants to travel. And you see, I'm smiling because I enjoy coming home and she enjoys spending that time. But that's not something that we wing. Is literally scheduled after our kids go to bed. After the last one is down, we find one another and engage in conversation. Also, successful couples have set date nights. How many couples have you heard say, "Yeah, this is my date night. We do Taco Tuesdays. We go out on Thursdays or Fridays. We ride bikes. We do things." When those things are set and they're part of the culture, they're on the calendar. They're in your phone. They're part of your DNA, the culture of your marriage. It's hard to ignore something that's scheduled every week. Anniversaries, we're getting ready for a big Easter celebration. That's something that we do. So as a couple, we're excited about hosting that. And then they develop a culture of doing life together. All right. So like when you pull out your calendars, strong couples actually schedule quality time. I know it sounds so simple, but it's so easy to miss when you're in a relationship. You schedule work, you schedule friends, you schedule church stuff, you schedule hobbies, but how many of you really schedule quality time with the person you're in a relationship with? Oh, I know y'all getting this. All right. Number two, let me so I can see this. Number two is successful couples accommodate well. Right, I'm gonna break this down. So y'all seen this. I'm gonna break this down. All right. So successful couples get along well, like they compromise well. So they believe in mutual happiness. So a lot of times I give advice and I say, you know what, you should only date another giver if you're a giver. Date someone who's gonna give in as much as you are. Date someone who's gonna please as much as you do. Then you have a match. But a lot of times the helper would date the help. The narcissist will date someone who thinks too lowly of themselves. So you're too nice and they're not nice enough, you know, or the giver will date the taker. Right? That doesn't work where there's not mutual accommodation. So strong couples actually equally accommodate. So think about rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Every time there's an argument, they rock, paper, scissors, shoot. And half the time we do what you want, half the time we do what I want. Now I know that's overly simplistic, but that's kind of the essence. Matter of fact, let me show you this. The magic number that you're looking for, good people, is this 86% right here. Happy couples accommodate to one another 86% of the time. So that means like 8.6 out of 10 times, my wife will accommodate to me. So if I say I really, really, really want to go out to eat, I had a stressful week, I want to see some scenery, all right, 8.6 times out of 10, she's going to do it. And vice versa. If my wife is saying, you know what, baby, I really, really like for us to take a weekend away without the kids. That means that 86% of the times when my wife asks me to make accommodations, I'm going to do it. All right. And can you see how a relationship or a marriage that does that feels good because you're getting a lot of your needs met? Now, it doesn't mean that you're a do boy or a do girl, because remember, y'all are accommodating to one another 86% of the time. So you're able to say no, close to, one out of four times, right? But for the most part, you're willing to say yes because you're moving towards your partner. You're really good at relationships. You're really good at moving towards one another, right? But unsuccessful couples only do it, as you see right here, 33% of the time. All right. So if you're not meeting your partner's needs 2 out of 3 times, your relationship probably doesn't feel very good. And then number three, they appreciate their spouses. All right. So this is big because this builds up the marital self esteem. This makes you feel good about yourself. So you become your spouse's number one cheerleader and supporter. You support in words and deeds. So if your partner is running for, I have a friend that's running for political office, and he shared that he wanted his wife to be part of the process. He was tired of going and being on the stand without her, but she didn't like politics, but they were able to talk about it, and she was able to stand with him, and he was able to start going to the gym with her and church with her because she was also tired of not being that couple in the gym and in church with her man. So they were able to, support one another indeed. That's part of that accommodation. So they operated like they supported one another for real, right? And then one thing I want you to do is share appreciation with your spouse 3 times daily. This is going to do a lot to build up your self-esteem in the marriage, because a lot of times we're verbally negative. We'll complain about things we don't like, girl, what's wrong with your hair? Like, did you do that? But when it's laid out, we won't say, girl, you look good, right? Your man, same thing. You might laugh at his jokes, at first, but then after a while, it's like, why are you so silly? I mean, you're always playing. But you don't think that, you know what, you really have a lot of charisma around people. You don't say it. So verbalize it. Pleasant words are good for the soul and healing to the bones. All right. That's a paraphrasing from Proverbs 16:24. Sweet words are sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. All right. And then share Thanksgiving, right? Share Thanksgiving is like, I want you to tell your partner a time where you're really thankful for them making an investment in the relationship. So, babe, I really thank you for when we had Easter dinner, that you went all out and making sure that the house was where it needs to be. And babe, you went all out and supporting me and making sure the yard was together when family comes over. And you were very accommodating and of my wish to host. And we work together as a team. I really appreciate that. Makes me want to do more events and honor your wishes as well. Can y'all see how that matters? Can y'all see? So here's the message. Like, you can be better at marriage. You can be better at relationships if you're single and dating, or if you're dating and moving towards commitment, or in a committed relationship that may lead to marriage later. You now have the blueprint, right? You have the blueprint for how to do it. And I hope and pray that you put these things into action. Marriage will work when you work it, right? And for those of you that say, hey, we like this, we want more of this, I want you to check out betterhusbandbetterwife.com. My wife and I run an online community of strong marital couples who are building up their marriage each month. It's only $97 a month, and you get a full master course in addition to that. Like, if this is only a piece, it's like 2%. Imagine getting 100% of this and you and your loved ones sitting down and looking at it. So check out betterhusbandbetterwife.com. We'd love to have you. And make sure you subscribe to this channel. I love you. I care for you. And your relationships can be strong if you do these three things. Take care and God bless.